My name is Veronique Henry, and I'm the Dean of the School of Community and Health Studies at Centennial College, and we're at our Morningside campus. This is part of our nursing lab, and this particular pod is part of a replica hospital. I came here to Morningside as well as Ashton Be in Progress campus as the Dean of Community and Health Studies in April of 2021. And so we were still in the midst of the pandemic. I think vaccines were just rolling out, but many of the faculty and students in these programs were already back in person in these labs because we were preparing people for jobs in critical professions that were needed in the midst of the pandemic. Healthy communities are what really matters. We've all heard the saying, health is wealth. We're not much without good health, good health care, and the social determinants of health really play an impact on people's lives in our communities. And so I'd say educating for the benefit of public health is extremely important. And everywhere I look, especially in the aftermath of the pandemic, you can see how great an impact good health care has on everyday life. And I think we were all touched by that during the pandemic. It has just really brought it to the forefront in providing communities that are healthy, providing for the needs that really speak to the social determinants of health. We move from a society that is just trying to achieve equality and equity to communities that are actually just, where people have the social justice, not just the social determinants of health, but social justice is met when we truly meet the needs of our communities and make them healthy. When I think about the lockdowns that we had during the pandemic, again, we were so far from equality. We were all equally locked down because of the orders, but we weren't equally locked down. There were some of us who were in apartment buildings and didn't have access to outdoor spaces because the parks were boarded up. We couldn't just step out into our backyard as we needed to. If you didn't have a credit card, it was very difficult to use cash in some places in those times. So just allowing our citizens to have the proper access to all of the things that they need, I think would really transform our city into what I think would be a city built by the people for the people. Very near and dear to my heart are the community partnership programs that we have. And so when you ask about how I envision the Toronto of the future, and I start to think about how I envision education of the future, I'm really glad that we're moving into the online space and that education is more accessible in that manner. But one of the things that I love about Centennial has been the opportunity to take education beyond these walls. And so as much as I enjoy being in these settings where we have all of the hands-on tools, the programs that we have in partnership with community organizations where we go out into the community and deliver our programs in environments that are culturally affirming and psychologically safe, where people are surrounded by their community and their community supports, those I think also contribute to building stronger communities because those individuals are educated in their community in spaces where they feel safe, and then they're going to be able to seek jobs in those very same communities. So taking education beyond these walls, I think, is a big part of Centennial's future.